All right, man. Here we go with the top 30 strongest characters of all time in One Piece, bro. All time. And by the end of the year, this is the top 30. Currently, top 30. And the thing about it, I'm gonna do everybody. I'm doing everybody at the strongest. I'm not saying prime this because like you can say prime Big Mom, but like her prime age doesn't mean her peak power. That's a thing. Because the most powerful we ever seen Big Mom was Wano, by the end of Wano. Just like Kaido. You know what I mean? So I'm using everybody the strongest. Excluding Dami Roth, because that was something in his arsenal, his own arsenal. Like Harold, where he had a regen. That actually in his arsenal, gave it in his arsenal. Unlike Roth who was Dami, right? So outside of that, I'm using everybody the strongest. You know what I mean? This may be a tough lift for everybody. Whoa, you have him over him. But it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna be a minute so I'm gonna explain all this, right? Okay, first thing first, bro. We have Joy Boy. Joy Boy top one all time. I would say Joy Boy with Emu, due to the fact that we know Joy Boy's hockey was so powerful that it can I can see it taking down Emu. I think that Emu for sure like jumped Joy Boy with the other kings. And we mind you, Joy Boy didn't have no immortality like Emu. And mind you, Joy Boy's hockey just being admitted made Emu take a knee and was worried about the hockey, bro. I take that as a high regard because, bro, if Joy Boy simply admitting a hockey knot, his Conqueror's hockey, imagine Joy Boy in person infusing his attacks with Conqueror's infusion constantly with Emu. I just think Joe Biden has a slight edge over Emu. And then Emu is second all time because not a lot of people could really beat Emu outside of Joy Boy. You know what I mean? Like, Emu no div rocks, bro. Emu no div rocks easily and dominate him. If Emu dominate reverse rocks, people like rocks, Saturn, I'm not really Saturn because he's taking over. Like, Emo can take down people like Roger, Garp, Shanks, and Harold, and etc. So Emu's like God level for just like Jordan. Third, I'm gonna have Davy D. Zebek. Zebek is one of the most powerful pirates. I think he's the most powerful pirate of all time. Over Dave, but Davy not really. I wouldn't rank Davy that high. He do have a big name, doesn't mean he's automatically all powerful. But the fact that Rocks beat the Admiral easily, killed him, broke the heavenly gates and Mary Jawar. Clashed with Harold, fought with him multiple times in his prime, didn't lose. You know what I mean? Having the Congress hockey to easily beat the Holy Knights. Garland, bro, young Garland, easily beat them in the ground. It's just that, bro. His cognitive fusion overpowered him easily. He's just that guy, man. He's just that guy. Hey, Davey D. Zevic, man. His power was too crazy. And just under him got Roger. Prime even though a lot of people say Prime Roger, Garp, and White got stronger at the God Valley, that is true. But I still think that Roger, Garp, and White at their peak, like in a prime, is still slightly weaker. Just slightly weaker than Zebek. Slightly. I just think Zebek's he's got a little power over him. Like it would be extreme diff, super extreme no matter what. You know what I mean? That's why I have Roger and then Garp. I would say that because Roger did fight with Prime Beard for 3 days and didn't lose. Just suffered no major damage. And even though Garb has Conqueror's Infusion critical mass, he don't have any like I'm not saying showing, but he didn't go toe to toe with Whitebeard. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? So like same case with Zebek. I just think Roger has a slight edge over Garp. Slight edge over Garp. You know what I mean? And then Garb, I'll have Garb on the Roger, Garb at 5. He has the critical match just like Roger. He has the AP, the hockey. He has the durability that he tanked. And in my younger God Valley Garb tanked Big Mom Fire. Just like how, mind you, without the Devil Fruit power. Like Luffy's able to do it because his Devil Fruit power he made of rubber. Garb, who's human, no Devil Fruit, no hockey coated his body, he tanked it. Tanked it, bro. Teamed up with Roger and beat amped up Roxy Zebek and beat him. Beating Don Zhao in his prime. You know what I mean? Having death battles with Roger at his prime. That's also a thing. That's why, low key, that's why I have Garb slightly above Whitebeard in his prime. Because even though Whitebeard went toe to toe in class with Prime Roger for 3 days, he's also sick. But I want to say the sickness, low key, like, the mention's probably like crazy. It's just that it was in the manga, like, bro, Roger and Garp had death battled many times. And I would have that showing that statement over the 3 days. But Prime Rapper is no joke, man. Even though he never shown it, I'm pretty sure but his corporate hockey is still on that level of top tier of Garp and Roger. That's not because Whitebeard, he's been even in his old age, he's been stated to have the power to destroy the world with the quake, obviously. And then that's in high regard as well. So Prime Beard, like I said with Roger, he fought Roger for 3 days straight, didn't lose. He clashed with Rocks in God Valley when he was Dami. And that's when he was younger too. And we see his old age. We see old Beard with the his endurance of beating Akainu, still fighting Blackbeard his crew after almost dying. Like, bro, and we know his prime is way stronger than his old age. So that's just more upskill for Prime Whitebeard. You know what I mean? And we got Shanks, number 6. Shanks, I would say he's under the people I name above them, but it's very close. Like he's real relative to them. His concrete hockey being comparable to Joy Boy, be compared to Joy Boy. That's you can't just brush that aside because of the tint, but it'll still be compared. We add the narrative to it, like, bro, having hockey comparable to Joy Boy, the same Joy Boy hockey that made Emu take a knee. I don't know, man. And that's why I have him over here. Because I think that Shank's level of hockey can slow down the region of heroes. You know what I mean? Just like everybody else with the Conquest of Fusion. And then I have Prime Hero. Prime Hero, bro. Prime Hero. I would say it's just so crazy. Even the elders said the elders called him a weapon. And I'm using Hero with the region, with the immortality, bro. Like he had the regen and Conquer the Fusion to go toe to toe with Zeb in his prime. You know what I mean? That is crazy. Going toe to toe with Prime Zeb many times. Many times, mind you. Many times. And he has Conquer the Fusion. He has that AP. Then we got Kaido. Kaido, same thing. Kaido here top 10. Everybody with Conquer the Fusion. That's how you see a lot of Conquerors in my list. We got Kaido. We see his feats in Wano. We seen the feats. We seen the power, the durability, the endurance, the stamina, bro. A dominant character. One of the most dominant characters I've ever seen, for real. Like, in action, for real. One of the most dominant. And then I would say Sengoku. We don't have a lot of Sengoku, but we know he's comparable to Prime Garb. And he's a conqueror. And I think, obviously, he will have advanced conquerors in fusion. Just like Garb, but I want to say he has critical mass. That's the thing. Not a lot of people have critical mass hockey. And then we have Ray Lee. Now we get into more, well, I would still say, I mean, that's the thing. It's really tough to say, but like it's tough to say primary league and Big Mom, cause I think that's the thing. It was tough. Cause Luffy not over the elders, but since Ray Lee has the stamina, the IQ, and the hockey to slow down Regen, that's why I have him over the elders. Big Mom, Ray Lee and Big Mom over the elders. They conquer his fusion can slow down the Regen and or overpower it. We see Ray Lee no diff Samus. He had a Regen. And he was down for a period of time. We seen Ray Lee go in old age, go toe to toe with Kizaru. It stalemated him. Kept him busy for a while. You know what I mean? He had the future sight. He had advanced hockey of all forms. You know what I mean? So Ray Lee, he had that power. Top tier in his prime for sure. Big Mom. People would say Big Mom over Ray Lee, but man, I just think Ray Lee would just beat Big Mom at Super Extreme Diff. Even I'm using Big Mom had peak. Like Wano Big Mom. I just think Ray Lee just faster. He used future sight. He actually used his kit. You know what I mean? So Big Mom for sure powerful, for sure underrated. People low key downplay Big Mom like crazy, saying she's under Kizaru. Like no, Big Mom still has advanced hockey, conquerors, armament. I won't say observation, but not crazy to say. But Big Mom, I just think Big Mom conquers hockey can overpower the elders region for a period of time. And Big Mom, she can fight for days. She can fight for days, bro. She can fight for days. Like she did against Kaido. In base, by the way. In base. And they had to fight elders. This right here is like not really tough. I mean, it was tough, but you gotta keep in mind that the elders are not equal per se. That's why they took up 5 spots. Well, Garland, he did at 6. But I wouldn't say they're all equal to have just one character from the elders represent them. Cause I think one is stronger than the other. Even though they have the same region, but they have different abilities and powers. So that's why I have all 5 of them in a row, and Saturn included. I just think currently right now, Nearest Juro is the strongest elder right now. Over Warcry and the rest. But they very close. They very close. They very close in power. Very, very close. That's why I have them 5. Right there, it's just straight 5. And then under them, Luffy. This one is kind of tough because I do think current Luffy is over Big Mom, but he's not over the elders due to the hacks of the region. So that's why Luffy had to be under Big Mom. But isn't that crazy to say that Big Mom will still beat current Luffy because of the stamina? That's not crazy to say. So obviously I had to put him on the elder because Luffy couldn't overpower the elders. He beat an elder, but by ring out. Just like how Kid and Law beat Big Mom by ring out, but not overpowered. You know what I mean? Like Luffy, he overpowered. Like he overpowered Kaido. Overpowered Kaido, but he couldn't do it with the elders. You know what I mean? And now Loki. Loki. Now we get to some narrative characters. Loki, we don't have a lot on him, but we add a narrative to it. Because people like him and Dragon, you gotta add a narrative to it. They have a lot of narrative scaling behind them, but they don't have a lot behind them. But we know that Loki is the conqueror. As we speak, he's being told by Gabon how to use Conqueror's hockey to slow down a region. So I'm giving them that ability. I'm giving him that slight edge, but not fully. But he does have Conqueror's hockey in, and we know if Gabon is teaching Loki to use Conqueror's hockey properly, that would mean Loki has advanced Conquerors, meaning that he can infuse his attacks with Conqueror's hockey. We just didn't see it. And we see the AP, he has the Ragnar, what? That's I'm saying like size not everything, but bro, an Asian giant who's a top tier like Loki, very powerful. The size matters, bro. Size matters, bro. Having Ragnar hit you a giant hammer, not a lot of people could just defend against that. Like not a lot of people like I have him over like Admiral level right now. Admiral level, bro. I have him over at every Admiral. So that size, not any Admiral just overpower Loki, bro. Especially with the endurance and durability. Mind you, as a baby when he was just born, he fell. He fell down all the way to the underworld as a baby. And as a baby, he would just bleed on his face, but still crawl up the mountain. Imagine the level of durability he has now. The durability and endurance. It may be just over Kaido. Like his durability and endurance may be over Kaido and Big Mom. That's an upskill for peak Loki. Loki, he over 100 years old right now. Way stronger than his baby form, so his durability is way higher. He's physically stronger. AP. So that's why I have Loki admiral level over Dragon and the other admirals. Like, like we right now in the admiral range. And then we have Dragon. Dragon, man, oh man, Dragon, he's right here because with Dragon you have to go strictly narrative. Because he's the most dangerous criminal, because he's Luffy's father, because he was a former Marine, and it may be a connection between him and Akainu. He's combating against the world government. That's why with him, like with him doing all this, his goal, he has to be bare minimum at my level, and he may be a conqueror. So that's why I have him. He like narratively speaking, he should be over Odin, Gabon, the Holy Knights, the Admirals. You know what I mean? We see his right hand man to do, and obviously Dragon will be over Sabo, and Sabo is YC one level. And if Dragon is the leader of Sabo, and he's like going to world government, and Sabo is following him, legit following him, that don't mean he's a tier above Sabo, Admiral level. You know what I mean? And I think that he has conquerors, he has powerful hockey. I will give him that. Being a conqueror and have powerful hockey behind it. So that's why I have him a slight edge right now because we have nothing on him over people like Gabon, Odin. And the next tier, Prime Gabon, Admiral level. You know what I mean? I just don't think he could beat the people that's above him. You know what I mean? Even though he can slow down the region, it has conference hockey infused, has future sight, basically the same build as Ray Lee. And he's comparable to Ray Lee, but it's just like I don't see Gabon beating Loki, Luffy, the Elders. Because Gabon did beat Holy Knight easily. He beat Summers easily. But that was Holy Knight's level of immortality, level of power. The Elder are more powerful. Cause I have the Holy Knights like Yonko Commander level. And the Elder is Yonko level. So it's pretty different. The range is pretty different. Cause we see him in the anime, we see him fight Odin. That's something. He beat Summers in old age easily. But I just have him admiral level under these people. And then we have Odin. Prime Odin, man. The same Odin who's able to endure boiling, boiling fire, bro. Like it was like magma. It was like magma for a whole hour. The endurance, the durability was crazy. He ain't Fade almost beat young Kaido, like younger Kaido, who's in his prime ages. Almost beat him when Toto almost beat him. Almost beat him. And Odin look underrated. He underrated Loki. Because people don't even talk about how he got it from a divine departure from Prime Roger seconds later. Even though he got set flying, yeah. Got one tap flying away from Roger. But he got up seconds later and he was running back to Roger to fight him against Whitebeard. He clashed with Primebeard for a period of time and then got hit by Whitebeard's quake directly in the face and got up seconds later. No serious damage, bro. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. And he has covered hockey infused. And I think that his covered hockey infusion is enough to overpower the Holy Knights region. The Holy Knights. Even I would say Garland right now. Because even though Garland was slightly above the Holy Knights, it's just like he has bad showings, bro. Even though he was younger back then, but bruh. And he lost to Zebek. That's valid. It was Zebek. But come on, getting no different. Now put up a legit fight. That's crazy. That's why I have Garland after Odin. Garland. I would say he's just simply slightly above. Even though he's the elder right now, just promoted. I just think he's slightly above the Holy Knights, like slightly above Shamrock. You know what I mean? And Shamrock is a pre-commander on the Holy Knight, so they're really comparable, real close in power. But it's just Garland slightly above. And then we have Shamrock. Not a lot on Shamrock because Shamrock, all we have is him damaging Loki when he was chained up, and we know he's Garland's son, Shane's twin brother, and we add a narrative to it. I also have him armor level for real. I have armor level, bare minimum armor level. I would say younger level, but I would have him slightly above the younger commanders as an armor level range. And then even though Loki, I have him over every admiral. I have him over every because he has a region, and the admirals who are actually admirals don't have the hockey to slow it down or overpower them. You know what I mean? Even with the top of different power, then they can take them down for. They don't take them down. I'll keep them down. So now we have the actual admirals. Akainu. I don't see Akainu top tier admiral level. We know he beat Kuzan, who's a top tier as well. That's a great feat. Going toe to toe with Oldbeard. That's a great feat, but he did lose. People not act like he didn't lose. Like he lost by ring out. He got set on the ground. But it was against Oldbeard, who's the top tier, who's junker level as well. So I give him that. And then a person who's real close to power to Akainu is Kuzan. Slightly below Kuzan, slightly below Akainu. He did lose to Akainu. So obviously he's a little weaker, but he was able to go toe to toe with Old Guard, who's also admiral level. And yeah, he did win. Obviously, we know how he won. We know Shrew interfered with the Old Guard fight, stabbed him, but Kuzan did win. You can't change the fact that he won. But he didn't go toe to toe clash with Old Guard Saki. And he did know that. I mean, he didn't know that was Dolphy, but he fought Dolphy easily with ease. But that was off guard though. I would say that. Him and Akainu changing the whole climate of an island. That was crazy. And now we got Blackbeard. See, a lot of people think Blackbeard is top five in the verse right now. Top five, no. He has a girl, he has a nephew behind him, but bruh, the way he fight, we mostly only seen him jump. And we never seen him in a 1v1 against a top tier. Never seen that. Never seen that, bro. But he do have the power of the Quake and the Dark Fruit, but he's definitely relying so heavily. Like Blackbeard, he's like the most Devil Fruit reliant character of all time in One Piece. He's that reliant on his Devil Fruit. Without that, he's really weak. Really weak, bro. Way weaker than he is. But with the power to destroy the world and Whitebeard did, but I don't think it's the same level. I don't think it's the same level because just because you have his fruit doesn't mean you automatically have the power to destroy the world. Because we see him clash with Law. His his level of Quake power clash with Law, who's Jungle Commander level. Oh, Whitebeard will overpower Law with the Quake alone. Come on now. But he is slightly above Mihawk. Got them to have Mihawk. Mihawk, come on, he don't have a lot of like. His resume is not as good as Blackbeard. At least Blackbeard has doves, bro. At least he has doves. Mihawk never beat Young Shanks, but it is a good showing that he went toe to toe with Shanks, Young Shanks, and didn't lose. But at the same time, he didn't win. He knows that pre Arlong Zoro. That was solid. Okay, he's a top tier, so he should be able to beat pre Arlong Zoro. And Marineford, he did get stalemated by Vista. People keep this ranking gonna get a lot of Mihawk fans roughed up. But bro, come on, you gotta admit the facts, man. Their go-to excuse is always Miyagi wasn't trying. He wasn't trying. Wasn't trying. Wasn't trying. But bro, he said himself that he was gonna hold back against Luffy and didn't land a single slap on him. Not a single one. He went 0 for 10. He got dominated by Vista. And mind you, Mihawk Blade is coded in Army and Hockey 24/7, while Vista wasn't using no hockey. Come on now. Clashing with the world's strongest blade. You got dominated by Vista. And Vista's Y63 level. People use statements from like I think a data book saying Vista his swordsmanship is up there. But bruh, his overall power. He's a Jinbei victim. Like, bruh, he's a Kraken victim. And Vista is not all that powerful. He's Y63 level. Like Vista is closer to Y63 level than top 2 level. And Mihawk got stalemated on him. Come on now. And he avoided Shanks multiple times, man. He avoided Shanks multiple times. You gotta say that, bro. He avoided Shanks multiple times. Didn't want to fight him. And people saying, you don't want to fight has-beens. That's his mindset. Just because he's saying Shanks that has been and lost an arm, doesn't automatically mean Shanks is weaker. Like Shanks had the resume. He had the showings. He had the feats. One arm. One arm, by the way. Like he got stronger after losing the arm. Like, come on now. So yeah, man. I don't want to get too much into the Mihawk Shanks thing, but Mihawk, he's he's not like a younger level, top 5 in the verse. Like no, he's not a conqueror. Don't have, he don't have like top tier conquerors hockey. Not a conqueror. He doesn't no AP showings. I mean, he had AP showing, but like not enough to just overpower top tier like Kaido. Don't have the endurance, the durability. Like he like as we know, he's a glass cannon. Let's see him get hit by a quake directly in the face. Let's see him get hit by a Kaku's fused punch. Come on now. He don't have top. I would say he has super strong arm in hockey. I would say that he has the best arm in hockey and everything. But you know that conqueror, that having conquerors that push below people. Like he's under Luffy, under Kizaru. Well, not under Kizaru. I mean, under Kaido. Like Kaido would beat him. Kuzan would beat him. Blackbeard would beat me up. You know what I mean? But they may have Kizaru. This may be kind of tough, but even though Kizaru went toe to toe with Luffy, it wasn't like a legit fight. Luffy wasn't using Kaku's hockey constantly, and Luffy and Kizaru was like it was pretty much a short fight. Pretty much a short fight. People saying Kizaru won. Yeah, I get that Kizaru more than likely he fed Luffy, but mind you, as Luffy didn't get overpowered by Kizaru, it's just his Gear 5 that's still in the works. Like he got to improve his Gear 5 stamina. It's just his Gear 5 stamina is gassed out. It doesn't mean Kizaru just beat him, overpowered him. He didn't. They just beat him. Wow, and it wasn't nobody won that fight. Nobody won that fight at all. Cause there's so much going on. Try to get Vegapunk up the island. So much going on. So you can't really say that was like a legit toe fight. Well, he did go for a short period of time though. But you gotta give him that. But I do think that this will be tough. But I do think he will lose to Mihawk. Due to the fact that I would say Mihawk has stronger arm in hockey. And then I think that Mihawk don't have no stamina issues. He did fight Shanks many times. So stamina aspect, can we say Kizaru over him? Because Kizaru, I think Kizaru only has speed. Speed and power and speed, durability. I'll probably say speed, durability. And I do think Mihawk hockey AP is powerful than Kizaru with light AP with the light power. So Mihawk, he's admiral level just like Kizaru, but I think Mihawk is slightly stronger. A little stronger because of hockey. And then Isaac Kizaru. We have Ryuma. Ryuma is tough, man. His resume, man. In the past, I spoke how Ryuma resume. It's not that good, man. Like his fees and we had an answer to it. his name alone was keeping people from Wano because of how powerful he was. I don't think, narrative speaking, like I would say he was bare minimum YC1 level to Armor level. I wouldn't say he's Yonko level, bro. I wouldn't say that because it's not confirmed that he's a conqueror. You know what I mean? But I don't think, obviously, he coded his blade black, the first black blade user. And I do think, like Mihawk has elite harmony hockey, but it's just his resume, man. Slicing a dragon, beating dragons, something that Punk has Zoro was able to do with ease. You know what I mean? The title, God of Blade. Title not the NRB. A lot of people look at Usopp as a god. He's not a god. You know what I mean? But I do think maybe I think he was at my level at least. So naturally speaking, he should be over Zoro, Fuji, Ben Beckman. That's why I have him under them or over them. And then that's my top 30 right there, man. My top 30. Like my five honorable mentions, like after Ryuma, I obviously would have been. I would put Fuji and my honorable top five after Ryuma. I would put Fuji, Green Bull. Mm, no, I would put Fuji, Zoro, Green Bull, Yamato. Nah, I don't know. I don't know because Yamato she didn't fight against Green Bull. We didn't fully see how she fight Green Bull. Now, just to face the Admiral, I would say Fuji, Green Bull, Zoro, Yamato, and then Ben. Probably something like that. Probably. Them five, they'll be number five. But yeah, man, that's my top 30 all time. Currently, bro. Up to date, top 30 all time, man. Pretty good list, man. But yeah.